Hey guys, it's Denise. I am back today with another video. Today's video is just going to be my very long collective haul. You guys should already know. I told you this back in February. I pretty much hauled and recorded all of these books back in January, but my laptop lost all of the footage, so I procrastinated, and here we are in April, finally getting this video up. It's well over 30 books, so it's going to be a pretty long haul. I'm going to try not to ramble too long, but before I get started, you guys go get your coffee, your tea, your wine. I would personally be having some wine right now, but I have way too many books on this floor, and I'm a fucking klutz. And if I drop some wine and spill it on my books, I'm going to lose my shit. And we're in a happy place right now, so we don't want to do that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop rambling and show you all of my babies that I have right now. The first book that I have to show you guys is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I hauled this last year sometime, but I gave this book away because somebody at the last minute that I was a part of a swap wanted to read Rainbow Rowell, and I had it, and I was just like, well, she wants to read it. She'll probably read it faster than I will, so I gave it to her, and I bought me another copy. You guys should know this is pretty popular. Miss Rainbow is a pretty popular author here on YouTube. So the next book that I'm going to show you here is They All Fall Down by Roxanne St. Clair. This is a young adult mystery novel. I can't remember much about the synopsis, although I know it has to do with like popular girls and some list. And all the girls on this list are being axed off in this book, and they're pretty much trying to figure out who the hell doing it. So it seemed pretty interesting. I don't remember the ratings on Goodreads, but I'm trying not to let other people's ratings deter me from reading certain books because. So the next book that I'm going to show you guys is Sweet Legacy by Tara Lynn Childs. This is her last book in her Sweet Venom series. I have not started this series yet at all, and I don't know much about it besides the fact that I think it has something to do with the Medusa lore. So that is pretty interesting. I have not read anything to do with Medusa outside of the regular Greek mythology. So look forward to marathoning this entire series. So the next book that I have to mention here is Unmarked by Cami Garcia. This is book 2 in her Legion series. I read the first book, Unbreakable, back in 2014. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a big turn from her other The Beautiful Creature series. I really enjoyed this one. So I decided that I'm going to continue on with the series. Don't remember that much about book 1, but I remembered enough to know that I wanted to continue the series. So the next set of books that I have to show you here are a part of a trilogy. I think I've hauled the first book before. If not, just know I already have it. And that is Fire with Fire and Ashes to Ashes by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. And this is just book 2 and 3 in her Burn for Burn series. Don't really know much about it. Contemporary, slight supernatural element to it, and I hear pretty good things about it, so I wanted to get into the series. And now that I have all of the books, I think it's only 3, I think. Anyway, I'm going to marathon the shit that I do have. The books that I have to mention here, I don't remember much about them, only that it's a young adult novel about a serial killer. I think some teenager is helping solve serial murders or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, it is I Hunt Killers and Blood of My Blood by Barry Lyga. I believe this is book 1 in the series, and this is book 3. I'm looking for book 2 so I can marathon them sometime. Trying to get through this pretty fast, so I'm going to keep on moving. The next book that I have to show is Dreams of God and Monsters by Laini Taylor. You guys know, I think I mentioned this before, this trilogy grew on me. I had to read Daughter of Smoke and Bones twice before I decided I really enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed, what's the second book? I didn't do a wrap up, so I didn't really talk about it, but I read it back in January or February. Enjoyed that, and I cannot wait to finish this baby up right here. So the next book that I have to mention is the second book in a series, and it's by an author that I sort of kind of like. I've only read one of her series, and that is Kendra Blake, and the book is called Mortal Gods, and this is part of her Goddess War series. I don't know much about this series. I have not read Anti-Goddess, but I really enjoyed her Anna Dressed in Blood duology, so I figured might as well give it a go. Like, I might as well. So the next book that I have is Miss Mayhem by Rachel Hawkins. This is book 2 in her Rebel Belle series. I have yet to read Rebel Belle. I'm still looking to find it for a pretty decent price online. But all I know is I really enjoyed Rachel Hawkins' Hex Hall series, and so I figured I might as well give it a go. Plus, I hear good things about this series on top of that. I don't know much about the Goddess War series, but I hear pretty good things about the Rebel Belle series, so I'm excited to dive into that in the future. So the next book that I have to mention is a book from a series that's pretty darn popular. It just wrapped up last year, and people went from loving it to absolutely hating it. I hope that's not the case for me, but I'm still going to wrap up this series because I have read book 1, and that is The Evolution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hawkins. This is just book 2 in her Mara Dyer series. I read book 1 back in 2012, I think it was, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't ecstatic about it. It was really good writing, and there was a nice little mystery to it, but it ended on a cliffhanger, and me and cliffhangers, I don't do them. Especially, okay, it's not like I don't do them. I just don't do them when I have to wait a year or 2 for the next book to come out. I get pissed. And so I just decided just to wait till they all came out. I bought them all, gonna marathon them all. I think I hauled book 3 when it came out because I ran to get that book because it had her signature in it, and it's somewhere on this shelf. So yeah, continuing on. The next book that I have to mention here is a book that is pretty popular. It just came out last year, and I don't even know anything about it. I've never even read the synopsis. I basically just wanted to read it because the cover was absolutely gorgeous to me, and that is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabat Tahir. And like I said, I know absolutely nothing about this book. I know it was pretty hyped up, but again, I don't know if people hyping it up because it's a good novel or if they love the cover like I love the cover, because I mean, just look at it. Oh my god, this cover is gorgeous, and it just makes you want to know what the hell the story is about. I don't know, it could just be me. So the next book that I have is from an author who I have never read, but I really want to read her popular series. And I think I have that in this box here. I'm not for sure, but I think I have it. But anyway, that is The Stuff of Nightmares by Mallory Blackman. I don't know anything about this. So the next book that I have to mention is a book. That movie just came out back in like February. I still haven't seen the movie, and I tried to read this one night while I was at work, but I just couldn't get into it. It's just because me and classics, we don't really get along that well. Although this particular book is a classic reimagined, and it has to do with my favorite monster, zombies. I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to read it, and that is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Jane Austen and Seth Grahame-Smith. I have never read a Jane Austen book. I own a couple of the Jane Austen books, but I have yet to actually read them. It's just something about me and classics. I don't. So the next book that I have to mention is The Diviners by Libba Bray. This book is massive, so I'm probably going to read along to it while listening to the audiobook. But I bought this for Tracy for Christmas. I don't know if she read it yet, but I bought it with the intention of she and I reading it together. So the next book that I have to show you is a book that I bought the second book on Barnes & Noble since 2014. It's literally been in the bargain section at Barnes & Noble since I've been noticing it, since 2014, but I could never find book 1. And all of a sudden I found book 1 on Book Outlet, and so I bought book 1, and that is Sempre by J.M. Darhauer. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just trying, y'all. This, for the longest, I swear, just look at the book cover. Doesn't this scream adult novel? When I read the synopsis to this book on Goodreads, it's listed under young adult. Strange, whatever. It has guns, bloody roses, blood splattered everywhere. I thought it was an adult novel, but it's not. It has to do with human trafficking, and this particular girl in this book is sold off to some wealthy family or whatever, and she falls in love with the son, and chaos ensues, I'm sure. I don't know when I'm gonna get into this. I just had to buy it. So now that I got all the young adult books that I bought for myself and that are already unboxed out of the way, these next set of books are books that were gifted to me. Either somebody bought it off my wish list on Amazon, or it was a part of a swap. So yeah, let's get on with that. The first book is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I have never read anything by Maggie Stiefvater. I know her first original series a lot of people hate. So everybody seems to really love this particular series. So I wanted to get into this and somebody bought it for me. So yay. I honestly don't know anything about this at all. I just know I wanted to read something by her. So the next book that I have was also gifted to me by the same person, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Everybody knows Leigh Bardugo wrote the Grisha trilogy. I have yet to read that. If I'm not mistaken, I think I own all of the books, but I have yet to read them. I don't know why I haven't read them yet. Oh well. The only thing I'm confused about when it comes to the Six of Crows is, do I have to read the entire Grisha trilogy before I read this, or can I read this and then read the Grisha series some other time? Comment down below and let me know. So the next book that I have to mention was gifted to me by Tracy over at Vampira Tracy, and she gave me Life and Death, A Twilight Reimagined by Stephanie Myers, and I have yet to read it. It's so pretty. You guys know Twilight got me back into reading. I've mentioned this quite a few times. I know it's not the best vampire novel, but I'm thankful as hell for it. I am. And I'm thankful that Tracy gifted me this because I can't wait to read it. And I might actually reread Twilight again since it's connected to this book. Group of books were a part of a swap. This person gave me every single book that I put on the swap. I only wanted 3 books. She gave me all 3 of the books that I wanted. All brand new, all hardcover. That didn't even how the swap's supposed to go. We were supposed to pick one book from the wish list, and then we're supposed to pick out books we think other people would want. But she gave me all of the books that I wanted, and if you guys had if I was able to upload that video, you guys would have saw how excited I was. But my computer sucks ass. So the first book that was a part of the swap is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry. I don't know much about it. I just I never know anything about the books. Like, I suck at booktube. I know I do. I really do. But I wanted it. She gave it to me. I'm happy. So the next book that I have to mention is a book that was not even on my radar at all until I completed Fangirl. And I fell in love with Fangirl. And when I fell in love with Fangirl, I fell in love with this particular author. And when I heard that she was actually making this side story into its own actual story, I got excited. You guys should already know what it is since I mentioned Fangirl. And that is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I've been hearing some not so great things about this though. I don't know. I'm still going to read it because I own it and it's a cute cover. I like this cover. So the final book that I got that's a part of the swap is a book that you guys just saw about 4 books ago. But I got it twice for Christmas. So I'm going to give it away to somebody. And that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I already have somebody who I'm going to give it away to. I probably should have said that first. It's going to Buddy. His birthday is this month, so I wanted to give that to him. There's no use of me keeping it. I'm not going to read both books. I have one that looks the exact same, so you can have it, Buddy. It's yours. The next set of books are my adult books that are already unboxed. So yeah, the first book is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. You guys know I just read this. I actually just bought this last month. I went to Target like I do every damn week, and I go to the book section like I do every time I go in there, and I always have to look at the books. I never buy anything. I never buy any books from Target. Never. I don't know. It's just a habit. But I saw this. It was on sale for like $5. Couldn't beat it. I was excited. I really wanted to read. So the next book that I have, I purchased while I was out of town doing all the stuff I was supposed to do for this job that I still haven't fucking started yet. Yes, I'm still pissed about that. But I was at Walmart shopping and buying stuff to snack on, and I saw this book for $3 and some change, and I was just like, oh, it's Christmas time, let's get it. And that is Merry Humbug Christmas by Sandra D. Becker. I have not read this, but I just had to have it. It was $3 to me. The next book that I have is Breathe Into Me by Sarah Fox. I don't know anything about this, Barnes & Noble had a sale on their bargain section, and so it was like $1 and some change, and so I jumped on it. So the next book that I have is Screwdrivered by Alice Clayton. I think this is book 3 in her Wallbanger series. I'm still looking for book 2. They're really short, quick reads, but I can't seem to get my hands on book 2 so that I can get through and get all the rest of them. The next set of books that I have to mention are by a well-known Black author that everybody who has read her work seems to love her. I just haven't read anything by her, and that is Miss Octavia Butler. I have Fledgling. I think this might be a standalone. I'm not too sure. I know these two are part of a series, but I have Fledgling. A lot of people tend to love this one. And I have Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents. This is book 1 and book 2 in this particular series. I think it's a 3rd book. I'm not too sure. If you've read these, let me know. I'm trying to collect them all so I can have some Black girl magic in my library because I need more of that. So the next book that I have to mention is a book that I have been so excited for since I wrapped up the first book in this particular series, and that is Hidden Bodies by Caroline Kepnes. I love you. A lot of people it sounded like I said I love you. I do love you guys, but I love the book You so much. A lot of people don't really care for it. I thought it was genius. I really did. And I'm excited to continue on with this particular series. Oh my god, I cannot wait to root for a serial killer. Who the hell wants to root for a serial killer? Me, I do. I want to root for a serial killer. I haven't read any of the reviews because I don't want anybody's review tainting me on this book. I'm not ready to read it yet, but I bought it the day it came out. So guys, all that's left is this box. And then this video will be over. And then I can have some wine. So the first book out of that box that's been sitting here for weeks waiting to be opened is Half Bad by Sally Green. This is a well-known book. You guys know you either love it or you hate it. So the next book that I have to mention is a book that I am so excited to finally own. I am more excited than I am of any of these other books in this haul. I've been looking at this book for about 4 years now. I just never bought it, and then I saw it available on Book Outlet and I had to get it, and that is Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman. If you guys don't know about Noughts and Crosses, I will have the synopsis linked down below. It'll probably be the only synopsis I have linked down below. Definitely go right on over to Goodreads and read that synopsis. It's so good. It's just, and I hear good things about this series too. If you are one of the people on the booktube who has read this series, let me know what you think without spoiling it, of course. I'm so excited for this. So the next book that I have is The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. This is just book 2 in his Fifth Wave trilogy. I read the Fifth Wave. I enjoyed it. It wasn't gold or anything, but I really enjoyed it. I was excited for the movie. Still have yet to see the movie. Was gonna go see the movie on Friday, then I remembered that the Jungle Book comes out and the Jungle Book just looks amazing, so we're gonna go see the Jungle Book instead. Anyway, I'm excited to read this. It's a lot smaller than the Fifth Wave is, so I can probably get through this in like a couple days. So the third to the last book that I have is by my auto-buy author, and that is Miss Sherilyn Kenyon, and that is Dragonsbane. This is book 1200 in her Dark Hunter series. It's like 26 or whatever, but it might as well be 1200. This was the latest one. It came out last year, and you know it'll be another one this year, but I just have to catch up on Son of No One and this, and then I'll be all caught up until the new one comes out. So guys, we are at the end of the haul. The last 2 books. Yes, I'm so excited that this shit is over with because I'm excited. But anyway, the last 2 books are by a really, really popular author. There's not a reader out who has not wanted to read something by this particular author, has read something by this particular author, or has watched one of the many movie adaptations to this author's books. And that is Mr. Stephen King himself. Mr. Mercedes and Finders Keepers, book 1 and 2. I don't know if this is the Mr. Mercedes series or Mr. Mercedes duology. I don't know. I don't know much about it. somebody's driving a Mercedes or some shit like that, hits some people die, and they're trying to figure some shit out. I don't know. All I know is they won't sell, and I'm one of them. Judge me if you must. I don't care. So guys, that is it for this extremely long haul. I'm sitting here with the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's nose because my allergies are starting to act up. So guys, if you have read any of these books, comment down below, let me know what you thought about them, or link your review and I'll check it out on your blog or Goodreads or whatever. If you own these books and you want to buddy read, of course, I'm going to try to say this every single video. Follow me on my social media, tweet me, Snapchat me, Instagram me. Just let me know, hey Denise, I saw you had XYZ book. If you haven't read this, would you like to buddy read it? 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say yes. It gives me an opportunity to bump this particular book up on my list. And it gives me a chance to meet people off of YouTube and Instagram or whatever and get to know them a little more and buddy read with them. So yeah guys, I have to stop talking. My nose is itching and it's a bottle of wine that's sitting in the kitchen that's calling my name. Can you guys hear it? Can you? Because I hear it. It's like, Denise, come on, open, drink me now. Anyway guys, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.